Every story has an ending. Does our quest to play the top 100 courses in 10 years have a good ending? I'm Nish.
I'm Chris.
We're here to guide you through this golfing journey. This is the Top 110 Golf Podcast. Episode 39, the Hindhead Golf Club Review. I've inserted in my script here that think of a name for the episode, but I thought we could do that as we were doing the episode. So
Chris can't play golf.
That was a running theme of the day. Yeah, okay. Chris can't play golf, the Hindhead Golf Club Review.
Perfect.
Well, look, we've got a real treat for everyone today. So we've been out playing on a pretty amazing course, actually. I think we're all agree on that, which was Hindhead Golf Club. The club have been unbelievable with us.
Yeah.
We've been treated like royalty. We're in the meeting room at the minute, and we played golf with two very special guests, and they've got a fantastic story to tell, which we'll get to. They are Andrew and Tony, but we'll also later in the episode hear from a gentleman called Jack Buchanan, who is the president, no less, of this fine golf club. Now, he was kind enough to be interviewed by us early today, and you know, we had a great time with him, didn't he? He was a true gentleman of the game.
He was a top guy. He was.
Yeah, and the engagement we've had from the club has been unbelievable. We walked in and they said, "Are you with the society?" We said, "No." They went, "Oh, you're the podcast people." Like, yeah, we
The
are.
podcast guys,
Yeah.
that's us.
What gave it away, you know? But shout out to Chris, who's the general manager of the club, and he reached out himself after he'd found out that we were playing and sort of set everything up. So he's been great, and obviously Andrew, who sat with us. So thank you for getting us on, Andrew. Now, we should do some intros. So we have got here Andrew and Tony, who's his playing partner and fellow member at the golf club.
Hello there, how are you?
Yeah, we're going to start, and we've been doing it as we've been going round. So massive thank you to you guys for getting us on in the first place. We really do appreciate that. And it came out of the blue. And honestly, when I said in the preview, the email when it came in, I was like, this is the greatest email I've ever received. It really wasn't like hyperbole. It was unbelievable. I was on holiday and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is so good. So thank you. And thank you for agreeing to be on the podcast with us. I don't think you quite know what you let yourself in for, but that's fine. Now, first question, we've got to get it out of the way. Don't be too truthful, but what was your experience like playing with myself and Chris?
Can we just keep it to you?
Should we get the elephant in the room out of the way? Like, Chris had a terrible round, by the way, but what was your experience like playing with us?
Yeah, I wish I'd been on your team, Nish.
So do I.
Of course, I had an absolutely unbelievably great day.
I mean, me and Tony bossed it, right?
Yeah, smashed it from the minute we were partnered up on the first tee. You just knew straight away that we were going to smash it. Just
Do you know what?
There was never any doubt.
You stood up on the first tee and you were like, "This is the winning team." I was like, "These fucking idiots!" Like,
We've got it.
We're going to take these two down today. And then I hit a golf ball and I was like,
What's the phrase?
You nearly made the fairway, actually.
Did I? I don't remember that.
What's the phrase? Pride comes before a fall, but no. I think we knew straight away.
I'm not sure that we were ever behind.
Do you know what?
Maybe Andrew could enlighten us, but I don't think we were ever behind.
I don't think you were.
So I know for a fact.
But you're always within reach. You're always within reach.
Well, interestingly, so we played an interesting format today, actually. So we had our little side bets and things like that. We were doing all of that. But Andrew introduced us to something which you straight away you were like, oh, it's an Aussie thing. Oh, God, you know. But it was called 666, wasn't it?
666, yeah. So you play in pairs. The first 6 holes are best ball for each team. The second 6 are additions. You add the Stableford scores for both players. And the third, which is actually the last 6 holes is when it all happens, you multiply it. So, of course, if you get a wipe, your team score is effectively 0.
0, yeah.
And strangely, we play it all the time in
quite
Australia.
a lot with you, didn't it, today? Not naming any names.
At the end of the day, it's amazing how many times you sit on the 18th tee and it's still game on.
Yeah.
We've had lots of experiences when and we're playing and there's like 1 point in it going on to the 18th.
Yeah.
And it's,
It's a tried and tested formula, isn't it?
I've just realised that it might actually be your fault that I played so badly today. Like 666, the number of the devil.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, too.
I mean, that can be the only explanation for my golf.
You don't want to look at the back of his head, is all I could say.
Well, I think you're probably all gonna, on whichever version that you're watching or listening, you're gonna get an idea of. We've had a great day of kind of good golfing banter, good golf just generally anyway.
Excuse me.
Generally,
Three of us had. Yeah.
three of us had a fantastic day. Now, we do actually have something in common with you guys, and that is you're trying to play the top 100, and you're much further down the line, and we're trying to play the top 100. So it wasn't just a come and play Hindhead. There was actually a little bit of more backstory about it. So tell us how many courses you've played so far, and how you're kind of finding that experience. Because we're only 11 in now. You're how many down the line now?
We've got to 61. We've done it fairly quickly, which is great because the inflation and the prices of green fees is going up and up. So the quicker you can get them in, you make savings. But no, I mean, I did stumble on when Tony and I had played the 2 North Wales courses, Aberdovi and St David's. I did find your podcast on the chat and I listened to it and I thought, well, these guys are enthusiastic.
I mean, that's about all that can be said for us after playing with us today.
I love that. These guys are enthusiastic. There's no comment about the golf or anything like that. Oh, bless them. Aren't they enthusiastic?
Well, look, I mean, in fairness, Tony and I have bored everyone in Hampshire about the top 100 challenge. So we thought, well, let's see if we can bore some people from Manchester.
I love
They
it.
might be a bit more receptive to
That's
the top 100 chat.
Very true.
I mean, how are you finding it? I mean, what number are you on now? What's the
61.
61?
Some of us are on 61, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of us are on 58, seeing
it's a
as
bit of
I
a
didn't
split
manage to
group.
get to the last 3, unfortunately.
So
'cause
Tony-
the little
Tony
hand
picked
injury.
a fight.
Solidarity here. We've played the same number of courses,
Yeah.
so you know.
Although actually, no, I have played 59 because I've actually done the old courses and at Sunningdale
Twice, instead of actually surrendering your second spot to me.
I could have given my second go to Andrew, but I thought, fuck him.
Yeah.
I'll just
Teamwork
take
makes
it.
the
I'll just
dream
take
work.
it again and
Correct.
see if I can have a better round.
No gimmies, my friend. No gimmies.
Exactly.
I feel like there's like a mirror. There's like a mirror with this because I've played the course that shall remain nameless, Irkdale Bay. I've played that twice, and I've
Yeah.
not passed one of those over to you either.
Very
So
true, actually, yeah.
yeah. I mean, what made you get into it? What made you start it? And
Do you actually remember? Because I remember.
Well, you go first.
All right.
I'll
So
correct you
we-
as you go along.
Okay. So I think we've been doing this for like 2.5 years. And I remember prior to that, we were members here and we were loving this course and it was great. But occasionally we'd go and play another course, go to Hailing Island or we'd go to Lip Hook or whatever. And I remember us both being really excited about playing a new course. It was like, okay, excellent. We've got a new, what's it going to be like? You know, it was just an exciting time. And I remember Andrew, you'd obviously thought about it, been thinking about it a while. And one day came up to me and said, you know, how do you fancy doing the top 100 UK and Ireland? I went, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. You know, why not? So we just threw ourselves into that sort of, you know, endeavor. It was, you know, that was it. It was as simple as that, really. That's my memory from that.
And just an interesting question. Do you still have that same level of excitement now you're going out to the
Oh,
new
100%.
courses?
Yeah. Every time
So
I play,
exciting.
every time we play a new course, it's like you can't
Driving into the car park.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you literally go, well, let's putt a bit. No, I don't want to putt. I just want to get on the course
Yeah,
and play.
yeah.
And you want to know what all these, you know, you play these top 10 courses, top 20 courses, and you think, oh, what's it going to be like? I mean, sometimes, you know, we have been disappointed, hence playing top 90 courses and being, you know, like, wow, aren't they great? But it's just the excitement. What's this course going to give you? What's it going to show you? And you sort of had that today, you guys, by coming to Hindhead and being quite enthusiastic about the first 9 holes and then going, well, actually the back 9 were also quite good as well. And it's just that excitement about a new course, you know, what's it going to show you? And there'll always be a hole or two that you go, wow, you had to think about that hole. And there'll always be a hole or two that you play unbelievably well and you'll take away from that course. So I guess
just to not a single hole did I play well today. Can we just get that in there? Not one.
Well, I'm hoping that hasn't like detracted from
well,
the
no,
the course.
Not distracted at all. In
Can
fact,
I
quite the opposite.
call a point of order on this?
Okay.
It's supposed to be me ripping you about your golf. You can't do it to yourself. That's not fair.
Do self.
Yeah. I was supposed to go, I was all right. I did okay, didn't I? No, you didn't, Chris. It was terrible.
So is that how you remember it, or?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel the same sort of excitement when you drive into a car park of a golf course that you haven't played before. But I don't know. I mean, I love Hindhead, but at the end of the day, I stand at the tee. I know exactly where I should put the ball, where my first shot's going to be, where my second shot's going to be.
Word.
Well, should, yes. Whereas I love playing the new courses because you stand on the tee block and you're actually sitting there for the first time and going, how do I play this?
Yeah, no, but your ball's still going to go to the right of the fairway. I mean, it's not going to change much.
Well, okay. Do I go a hard right or a soft right?
Is it
What degree of right am I
power
going to go at
fade?
this hole?
Who won today?
I know, but now you got a shot or two on me now, so what can I say?
I feel there's good. I mean, it's great. It's encouraging, isn't it? That the guys are on 60. They've still got the same enthusiasm as they did.
Oh, we're starting to get apprehensive about what happens when we finish.
Yeah.
We're already there. We've already done 10.
I'm just waiting for Andrew to come up with another list that he'll probably change every 6 months, but it doesn't matter. At least it'll be another list.
Correct. It's something to do, like fill the void. kind of
Exactly.
thing, yeah.
Exactly.
Which way do you go? Do you go up to the top, top 100 in the world, or do you go down to the top 100 in?
I think there
Hampshire?
might be some in Oz that I'd like to think that in the not too distant future I might go to Oz and play a few. But I think
far to go.
I also think there's some. I think we can knock off a few European courses.
Yeah.
But let's face it, there aren't that many. I think we worked out the other day. There's probably
Yeah,
only
no.
10.
If you look at the top
it's
European
like
clubs,
America, UK.
Yeah, and
in
Ireland,
Oz.
Scotland.
Yeah.
I mean, there's in the Europe there's a handful.
There is only.
I mean, so
Japan as well. There's quite a few over there. As
yeah.
well, isn't there?
So I'm not sure that would be the next list. I don't know.
no, I think we're going to do 200.
Are we?
The second.
We're not going to
100.
do the first 100 again, are we? Or
No.
We're going to do the next 100, like 100.
You're already ahead, so do you play St Andrews twice? So
Yeah.
you're-
101 to 200.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, they're all going to be shit compared to the first 100, aren't they?
Well, we're going to discuss this, aren't we? But I mean, I must admit, we've been quite surprised how some of our favourite courses have been at the upper end of the rankings rather than the lower end of the rankings. In fact, some of my favourite courses have been in the 90s. Southport and Ainsdale. I loved Southport and Ainsdale. I did play well. It was a nice day,
yeah.
which is something we can also discuss about how the weather and how well you play influences your impression of the golf course. St Andrews Castle course.
Great course.
Doak said he gave it 0 out of 10. We loved it.
Yeah, it was
well, he was a bit
abomination
harsh
of
about
Scottish golf. I think
What
you know,
was
it's
it? An
pretty-
abomination, he said.
Yeah, abomination.
Yeah,
of Scottish
abomination.
golf.
It should have been.
A bit harsh.
Strong, isn't it? That strong words.
Yeah,
but-
and it wasn't a abomination. It was a great course.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what do you feel has been your favourite course so far? Is that a question
it's
that's
a tough
difficult
one.
to answer?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Tony and I have actually always found that we've been a bit disappointed by the highly rated courses. So you go there with expectations, and maybe the expectations are the problem, that it doesn't live up to expectations. But we've absolutely loved some of the courses in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned Southport and Ainsdale. Brora is just a fabulous, fabulous day. And we've been disappointed. I'm going to single out Royal Dornoch. Was it Royal?
No, was it Royal Dornoch?
It is Royal
It
Dornoch.
was so bad you can't even remember the name anymore. Right, it's gone. It's
I mean,
out
it's-
of my memory.
It felt like a sort of sausage machine. We were greeted nicely, but we're put in a queue. And
But to be fair, that's happened on a lot of those big Scottish courses.
Yeah.
You end up.
ultimately
It's like a machine. You know, you turn up there and you're waiting, and he's the guy that's helping the guy. You know, the people tee off is giving them the speech, and you're listening to the speech, and you go okay, and then you go up there and you get the same speech, and it's just like as Andrew says, it's like a machine, and they don't really care There's nothing special. It's just like, here you go. And all they're trying to do is get, let's face it, it's a money-making thing. They just want to get as many people, mainly Americans to be fair, through as they can. And they hike up, as Andrew said earlier on, the fees now are gone through the roof. When we started off, it was, whatever, and it in some instances it's doubled now. You're playing.
You guys were going about what, 3.5 years? Is it 3.5 years, something like that?
22, I think we started.
I mean, that's a crazy short time for it to. The inflation.
Yeah, but there's
an
an interesting story about that. So there were some courses in Scotland that are not necessarily in the top 100, but are top courses, and they didn't understand why they weren't getting any punters in. Compared to the biggies, that are charging £400-500 a round. And someone just said to them, put your prices up and they'll flood in. Yeah. Guess what? They put their prices up from maybe £200 to £300-500. Everyone flooded in. All the Americans flooded in, because the Americans, as far as they're concerned, just went, sorry, I hope there's no Americans listening to this. But
there's plenty of Americans, Tony, don't worry about it.
American presence.
I'm sorry to say this, but in fact,
Tony,
not ruining our golf.
they flooded in, and it was because people didn't know any better. They went via price, maybe, rather than anything else, which I think is obviously a classic mistake. But obviously those courses were happy after that, because they had all the people going.
But it's interesting what you say about that kind of sausage factory, and we've not really experienced that in terms of those big clubs yet. But coming here today feels like a real golf club. It feels like it's a real golf club full of real members who are just here for the golf course and here for the club that's surrounding that as well. It doesn't fit. There's nothing about it that feels kind of elevated in terms of.
We had a bit of a chat about. We had a 4.5-hour journey down, so we had plenty of time to talk. And Chris has got an electric car now, so we've got to stand around for half an hour while it's charging, like 2%.
Love it.
But we did actually seriously have a chat about our excitement level for today. And of course, you guys are listening to the preview, and hopefully people have listened to the preview. Now, the golf was getting us excited. The engagement for the club was getting us excited. But also just the general vibe that we got about coming to Hindhead. It all kind of led to us just being really giddy today.
Yeah.
And I think we're there. And it's great to hear you have this excitement every single time you go and play. That's wonderful, because that bodes well for us.
Yeah.
And how much does it elevate it as soon as you get somewhere, you just go, it's really welcoming. Like, this is great. Just all the bar staff have been amazing with us.
Yeah.
And everyone's been really courteous, and they'll do anything to make sure that we're welcome. I actually get the feeling it's nothing to do with the fact that we've got one of these in front of us. I think they're just
they
nice
treat you
to
the
everyone.
same. They treat you the same way.
Absolutely.
They're just all brilliant here, and yeah.
And I think just talking about that anticipation, so you were saying earlier, some of those big courses, you go in there with high levels of excitement and anticipation. We were probably, I think, the most excited. We looked at the course and I think we're both really excited about it.
Yeah, and that was just a golf thing, that was even before any club stuff.
Like, it's exceeded our expectations, hasn't it, today? I think
I said to you, Tony, didn't I? I was like, today has actually, it's hard to believe this, but it has exceeded our expectation of what the day was going to be.
Pretty good going, isn't it? Because our expectations were pretty high to begin with.
Can't speak highly enough of the club and some of the members. Not these two.
The other lot. They seem like nice people.
I think also when you go to these big sort of, sausage factories, if you want to call them.
What are we going to call them? We call them like corporate golf clubs.
Yeah, but it's also, it's like
sausage factories.
One foursome after another, and you're looking in front behind, you're looking behind you, you're worried, we're playing a bit slow. And when you go to clubs that are maybe not so highly rated, it's just a bit more relaxing.
Yeah.
You don't, you get. Sometimes you'll have. I mean, I think we've had this, haven't we? Haven't we had someone come round once saying "hurry up"?
Yeah, that was at Dornoch.
Was it Dornoch?
We got hurried up in Dornoch, despite the fact that
you got a time schedule.
Well,
because we were right behind the group in front of us. I mean, it was. I think he was just paid to tell people to hurry up, and felt that he should.
Start your round, hurry up, get out, so we can get the next load in. Yeah. And you sort of instantly. You're angst about it. You're just like, I can't be bothered with this. I'm not interested. Actually, going back to what you said earlier on, the next 100, as in 101 to 200,
I'm
could actually
convinced.
end up being a better experience.
No, I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, we loved all the courses in the 90s.
in that lower.
But I think we're the
lower
same, aren't we? I
reach.
think like
yeah.
some of our favourites have been like Queens, Moortown,
I mean,
here.
that's all. That's mostly what we've played, mate. So no. I think experience-wise, that has definitely been a thing. So look, that's not a criticism of the clubs at that top level, because ultimately they've got hundreds of people playing on that course every single day. If you've got that many things going on and that many people, it's difficult to keep that same energy with everybody. And if that's happening every day, 365 days a year, that's hard. It always becomes a robotic thing.
It makes it about the money, though, not the golf.
Correct. That's the thing, though, isn't it? And then it's not now about golf and experience. No. It's just
how much money can we get in?
Yeah,
basically
go and spend some money in the gift shop.
Yeah,
get out. Make sure you pass that through on the way out. That kind of thing.
But your experience of County Down, which is number 1 on the list, wasn't like that then.
That was refreshing, because I've got to admit that I had already sort of built up this view that the top-rated courses were not going to be what I liked. Yeah. But Royal County Down, I just thought was head and shoulders above anything I've ever played. Yeah. I mean, the most beautiful course, challenging. I was sort of apprehensive before I actually hit any shot, but I just loved it. I mean, I thought it was perfection as far as I was concerned.
I watched a bit of it on the Irish Open, I think, last year, and I was like, I mean, that looks like a genuinely difficult course to play at any level.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
I didn't have the same experience.
Okay.
What? How many points you get?
We played... we played County Louth. Then we played Royal County Louth. Royal County Down, followed by Portrush. And actually, this brings on to quite an important point about why do you think a course is good? So, there's only one answer about why he thought Royal County Down was good. I mean, it's a great course, and I thought it was a great course. He played it quite well. I played a terrible round.
There are a lot of left to right dog legs on County Down.
No,
the power fade came into play.
It was all left to right. Look, all left to right. All left to right.
You're alluding to my slice.
I don't think I could putt that day. However, County Louth, we both played well, to be fair. And Royal Portrush, 35 points off 10. I thought that was handy. They were building it at the time for the Open, and it was nice walking down the 18th with all the stands there and parring the 18th. So, of course, I think, Portrush is absolutely superb course. Yeah. I mean, better than Royal County Down.
Tony beat me at Portrush. I hate Portrush. Portrush is just a stain on my memory.
Scores aside, I have to say that Royal County Down was a superb course.
Yeah.
I can't say I enjoyed it.
Oh, right, okay. Because it was too difficult.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't too difficult. I just didn't play very well.
Right, okay.
So it was a beautiful course. I can't deny how beautiful.
Yeah.
And and how wonderful the course is. But if you said, did you enjoy it, Tony? I'd have to say, not really.
No.
But then, and it's an interesting, because when we first started this, we had 3 or 4 rounds under our belt. We'd played a few well, and we'd played a few really badly. And I think at that point, I was finding it difficult to disassociate the round with how I've played. But actually, 3 of my favourite rounds that we've played so far are Ganton, Here, and Silloth. And they're by far the 3 worst rounds that I've played. I mean, today is, it's markedly above those 2. It's the worst round I've probably ever played in my entire life.
I don't know if it's come up so far, but Chris had an absolute fucking rotter today.
But that's interesting.
I really enjoyed myself today.
I find that interesting because so you don't necessarily judge the course on. I mean, you can judge a course as a golf player, as in you can tell whether it's a goodie or a baddie.
Yeah.
But then your enjoyment factor is surely. I mean, I think we both think that the enjoyment factor is part of how you play the course.
But I thought it'd be very difficult to kind of split those 2 things up. But actually, when I look back at it,
I'm so bad at golf. I don't find that difficult at all. Everywhere I play, I don't have a particularly good round, so I'm able to almost disassociate myself.
So you're
from
saying I
that
just need to be
pretty
shit
easily.
more consistent.
Basically,
That's
I
what
want
you're
you to be
saying.
really bad.
Just play like I did today every time.
Yeah, so all of the
Okay.
bets that we're doing inside, but just keep losing them, mate.
Fine.
And then,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I need all
You
the
might
help I
catch
can
up
get.
after the next 90.
Absolutely. Now, okay, we're going to get onto the golf that we played today, and we're going to talk about the course shortly. But before we do that, we're going to listen to the gentleman we mentioned before, and that was Mr. Jack Buchanan, who's the president of Hindhead Golf Club. Now, he's a very long-time member. He's been a past chairman. He's been a past club captain. He's been a past trustee and a past director. In addition to that, he served Surrey Golf as a volunteer and has been the chairman and president of the county. And then on top of all of that, Jack was a good friend of someone I think every British golf fan will know, the voice of golf himself, Peter Allis. So, hello, Jack. We're delighted to have you on the podcast.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, gentlemen, and welcome to Hindhead. I noticed in your introduction there was a lot of past.
I'm sorry about that, Jack.
That I think about sums it up, that here we are, but I'm still here, so I'll be delighted to have a chat with you.
Wonderful. Now, we're in the clubhouse today and we're in the Gallagher room. Now, Jackie, I think we're going to get down to some questions because I think we've got so much to ask you about this wonderful club. We've done the preview of the course and the history and finding out about things like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and just kind of the establishment of the club. And we've done our course preview. And I think it's fair to say we're pretty excited about getting out there.
Very excited, I think. Yeah, I think we said in the preview that I think it's one of those courses that we've both looked at and said, that looks exactly up our street. It's slightly unique in terms of its characteristics. It looks like it's pretty beautiful out there, I think, to go around. I think when we're playing poor golf, I think it's great to, like you were saying earlier, to be able to have a look at some nice vistas whilst we're playing some terrible golf.
You look forward to your game, boys. That, in my view, there's not many better places to spend an August afternoon than Hindhead Golf Course. It really is. It's a good track, good golf course, but it's scenic, and I really hope you'll enjoy it. My one piece of advice is keep out the heather.
Okay.
Don't bother, fairways and greens, that's my advice, and you'll have a wonderful time.
Jack, please don't be offended if I don't take that advice. I think I'm going to be in there quite a lot. It just looks wonderful, doesn't it? We actually were very complimentary about the club's website in our preview because it's always a pleasant surprise when you jump on somewhere, and I love the fact that you get the view from the tee, the approach, and the view of the green. And I feel like I've kind of visualized the course quite well already. And that front nine is just stunning, absolutely stunning.
I totally agree with you. It's interesting because when this course was first built, the first golf course in the area was the Hindhead and Hinckley Common Golf Club, but that was away down the valley. And a lot of the people who played golf at the time, the wealthy people, if you like, lived at the top of the hill here at Hindhead. And there was a desire to find somewhere to play up here rather than have to go down there. 120 odd years ago, it was difficult to get from down there back up here with whatever type of transport you had available to you at the time. So the land was sort of put together, and unfortunately, we're on top of a hill. You can't do anything about that. And there's fissures going down. The course was laid out just over a couple of valleys and then a bit of a plateau. You'll find you play down one valley, play up another valley, and then you come up and you play some holes up the top here.
On the top, yeah.
But it's 18 individual holes. There's no two holes the same really, and each one has a different and a challenge that I hope you respond to, and I hope you play well.
Well, I'm not sure we'll respond to it, but we'll certainly enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, I think Chris has probably been a little bit modest. Chris is pretty good at golf. It's just sporadic. That's the only thing.
I was pretty good at golf.
That's very unusual for golfers.
Just for a bit of context, how long have you been a member at Hindhead?
Oh, I moved to Churt. I bought a house on the northern boundary of the course in 1976.
Okay.
I immediately joined the golf club. It was quite interesting in that I graduated, qualified as an engineer in 1966. Still lived in Scotland, still lived at home. Yep. So I applied for a few jobs away from home, offered a couple of jobs in Canada and one in Weybridge in Surrey. Okay. And in the summer of 66, I thought, well, I'll come and have a look at Weybridge in Surrey. And I came down here for a bit of a holiday. The weather was lovely, and there was a football tournament going on.
Oh, yeah. Very obviously. Yeah.
Would you believe we won the first game? And, well, when I say we, England won the first game and won the second game, won the third game, and eventually won the final, as you know, the 1966 World Cup, Football World Cup. And that was wonderful. I mean, the whole place, the atmosphere, the attitude, everybody was having a ball that year. So it was fantastic. So I was a decent golfer at the time. Yeah. Weybridge in Surrey, I went along to St George's Hill Golf Club. Yeah. And inquired about membership. And they said, well, I could get on the waiting list, which was about 6 or 8 years estimated at the time. So not very good for a 23-year-old with a possibility of Canada looming. Went along to Burr Hill Golf Club, and they offered me immediate membership. But the cost to join, you know, the annual subscription and the joining fee equated to the cost of a house in the village I'd just left in Scotland. So I couldn't bring myself to do that. And apart from that, I didn't have the funds anyway. So so it wasn't. I didn't join a golf club for 10 years. But when I moved here, our company secretary was the captain of Liphook, which is only about 5-6 miles down the road here. Yeah. Another great golf course, good golf club. So he said, well, come and join Liphook. And I thought, well, thank you very much, but there's a golf course at the end of my garden. So, you know, I might like to join that one. Anyway, eventually he capitulated, and he invited me to lunch to meet someone that would get me into Hindhead Golf Club. In the event, I couldn't go to the lunch. I had to go off on a business trip. Came back from the trip and had a letter from the Hindhead Club inviting me for an interview. So I came along. The office upstairs was the interview room. A panel of about 6 or 8 or something. Question number 1, how long have you known Mr. Irwin Brown?
24 hours or so?
Well, what about it? No, I didn't know Mr. Irwin Brown. I did, you know, we hadn't had that pleasure. So that was quite entertaining, and we had a very good meeting. Eventually they offered me membership, subject to playing in round, etc. And you know, I'm really just so pleased to be a member of this golf club. It's a good track. Yeah. You'll find it's lovely. It's just a wonderful place to be, as I said previously. Yeah. But it's a good club. Yeah. It really is a good club. It's a good membership here. It's eclectic, but it's social. It's friendly. Yeah. You can always get a game at Hindhead. You know.
Do you think that's what separates it? Because obviously, like you just alluded to, there's lots of brilliant golf courses around this area, isn't there? Kind of sort of west of London. What do you think separates Hindhead from those other clubs? Is it the kind of social aspect?
Yes, I think that we are living in this west side of Surrey. You know, if you just think of the golf courses in this, you know, they're fantastic golf courses. Yeah. You know, 20 of them. Yeah. And I couldn't say one golf course is any better than another golf course. They're different. They've all got their own quirks. Yeah. But the clubs are different. The clubs can be very different, as you can understand that. this Hindhead is probably one of the friendliest of the clubs. Some other clubs might not agree with me on that, and there are other friendly golf clubs. Yeah. But this does get a reputation of being friendly, and it kind of sets it aside.
And I think we sort of walked through the door and immediately sort of somebody said, "Oh, you must be the podcast guys." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah, and just, but you can't as a casual golfer, but as somebody who we're visiting a lot of the best courses in the country, but I mean that's just a tiny little thing. That's just somebody knowing who you are, acknowledging who you are, and also knowing about that. So there's obviously been some kind of discussion somewhere for somebody at the bar to just go, "Oh, you're the podcast guys." So it just fills you with like a nice feeling about the club, and I think that makes a big difference.
Well, it's all about communication, isn't it? Good clubs, good communication, and if you've if everybody's aware of what's going on, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I think so. Obviously, you hail from Scotland originally. So is that where you first took up golf? Was that?
Yes, I played golf. I was very fortunate in Scotland. I grew up in a village, small village, but it had a golf course. Okay. It had a golf course in its outskirts. There's in every Scottish family, there's probably 2 or 3 sets of golf clubs, available. So the golf course was there. Youngsters, I'm probably talking, 13, 14-year-olds. You would school holidays. You would go up and knock a ball around and that sort of thing. And it wasn't until I was about 18 that I actually decided that I enjoyed golf. Got in with a bunch of friends who were golfers. And Scotland's a wonderful place to play golf. I mean, there's so many golf courses.
And you trip up over golf courses in Scotland,
yes, and we'd go and play each other's golf courses, and members' guest rates in Scotland certainly then, I don't know now, but they were very, very, very reasonable indeed, so...
Very much looking forward to getting up to Scotland to play some more golf. It's
I hope the weather's like this when you get there.
Can you promise us that?
It's quite magical. If you get good weather in Scotland, it's magical.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about, so obviously you were a friend of Peter Alliss. I think we all feel like we know Peter just from listening to him on the commentary of TV, but what was he like as a man kind of behind the cameras?
I thought he was a good friend of mine. I really do. And I really do miss him. He was a phenomenal person. His track record as a golfer. He only really played competitive golf for about 20 years. But he was a top European golfer for those 20 years, and he won in that time. Won 21 major competition. Not what we call majors today, but Spanish Opens and Italian Opens and comps like that, and 8 Ryder Cup appearances. But fantastic golfer. Played with them all. Played with Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson. Seve Ballesteros. And could play with them all. He gave up golf when he was 38 years of age, gave up competitive golf, 38 years of age. And coincidentally, that's when the BBC in particular, maybe, and other, no, not in particular, because he worked for ABC Television, he worked for television companies all over the world, really. But they started televising golf. And I think he must have been a natural for that. They could... One of the most interesting things I found about Peter was that no matter where he went, no matter who he came across, no matter who he met, and no matter what the circumstances, his first words were always the most appropriate words you could think of.
Yeah, he just had a gift, didn't he? Just the way he described things, and the way he drew you into the golf. I mean, all my early golf watching memories, there is one soundtrack, and that is Peter Allis's voice. That's it. And it was magical. I mean, I think we'll all echo you, Jackie. So we all miss him because there's some moments in commentary you think, oh God, what would Peter Ellis say right now? You know, it was great.
I mean, I think without that kind of coverage of the BBC on the Open, I don't think I would have ever played golf. I don't think I would have picked up a set of golf clubs up to. I think it's probably, I think it's partially Peter's influence ultimately that kind of gets many people into.
I believe the
golf.
BBC audience, millions of people, but not all of them. In fact, only about 50% of them played golf. But there was a lot of people who watched it because it was entertaining.
It's entertaining, yeah, absolutely.
And the pictures were not too shabby either. Golf courses and sunsets and whatever. But it listened and he observed. He could see things that or he would notice things that I wouldn't notice. And he always listened. So and his retention, his brain was phenomenal. I mean, he could retain stuff, but he could recall it. He could bring it out.
Jack, what's the best round of golf you've ever shot round Hindhead?
Around Hindhead? Gosh, that's a good question. I've won a couple of tournaments here over the years. I don't remember the best round ever. I shot a 73 at Gillen once, but that's when I was very young. I think round here maybe my best gross score would be, I don't know, 76 or 77.
Right.
Maybe,
think we're in for a toughie today then.
That's 20 years ago,
Yeah.
Well, no, that's at least 20 years ago.
And do you have a favourite golfing memory of kind of Hindhead over the years?
Golfing memory at Hindhead, lots and lots of golfing memories at Hindhead. I remember Peter Ellis going round here, and we went round the front nine, and from the third, he went 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Wow. Do you have a particular hole here that's your absolute favourite to play?
No, I think all the holes here. I really do enjoy all the holes, and your favourites tend to be the ones you play well. I don't know if I've found any particular hole here that I play well consistently. I've probably birdied most of them, but that's over 50 years. It's a very forgiving course. The front nine particularly is they're valley holes. So if you're slightly offline, you get a nice kick down onto the fairway. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
if you're super wild, then okay, you're up in there,
Not looking at anybody, Chris.
Just don't go there. But it can be forgiving. The greens are lovely. The greens, I think you'll find the greens are excellent. So
well, we've just walked in and just had a little look at the 18th. They look absolutely spectacular, immaculate.
But what you have to be careful of is there's lots of slopes. The greens, there's quite a few slopes, and they're not that obvious. So the greens might appear to be very fast. If you've got a downhill putt here, then it can go. You can lose it. But it's because of the slope as much as the speed of the green. The short holes, the third holes are a lovely hole.
Yeah, they look spectacular, the par threes.
And our signature hole has become the sixth hole, which is the short downhill hole. Not really the best hole in the golf course, but it's people get a buzz playing downhill, don't they, for some reason. The 10th hole is another very good hole, but I mean they're all good. They've all got their own characteristic. We don't have. It's not a long course. We don't have. The length isn't the important thing here. Accuracy is what you should be looking for.
Well, Jack, look, we cannot thank you enough for your time. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I think we'll take a few of your tips out with us today on the course. We'll try and stay out of the heather as much as we can. I've got new golf shoes, so I probably better not wreck them. That's good motivation for doing that. But thank you for your time, Jack. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, boys, and enjoy your game.
Well, that was a great chat with Jack. He was a true gentleman of golf, very generous with his free time today. And you know what? He's an absolute credit to the club, and he's been a good servant to the county as well. And he was giving us some information about how juniors are getting through in the county, because Surrey do quite well with that. And he served both with amazing distinction. So thank you to Jack. Thank you to Chris for organising that. And I think it's time that we actually turned onto the golf and what actually happened out there on the greens, which, by the way, were magnificent. We keep saying I think we've had 3 courses on the trot now where we've sort of said they were the best greens ever, but they were the best greens ever.
I think, between this and Ganton, I think, they were...
Carpets.
Yeah.
Slick, but carpets.
Slick. Nish, did you putt off the green twice?
More than that. I think it was at least 3 or 4 times.
Just
Yeah,
twice.
your
I
putter
think
was
it
at
quite.
least
Your
3 or
putter
4
was quite hot
times.
today.
It was good though, wasn't it? I was knocking in a
your
few
putter
6
was
to
hot
8
today.
footers in there.
Yeah.
Shut
I
up,
was
Chris.
never
The
nervous.
6 to 8
Things
about.
were great, but I mean, anything beyond 30 feet and you were.
I
like,
was
30
never
feet
nervous
past.
when you were 6-8 foot away. I just it's in the hool.
I'm gonna live.
Just took
stat
him
this
4
in a
putts
minute.
to get there. That's the.
I'll have like 24 putts today or something like that. So
What's the machine telling you?
I'm gonna 37 putts. There you go. Yeah, what are you on about? Shut up.
37.
Sorry, that's
That's
good.
not bad.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's that 2.
2 hole. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about. We should get our side bet and signature hole challenge out the way. So we got Tony and Andrew involved in the signature hole challenge, which is a spectacular par 3. It's probably not the best par 3 here, I don't think. So I think that third still did it.
I
for
actually
me.
think that's probably one of my least favourite par 3s
Yeah.
of the par 3s we
Yeah.
played today.
People like this drop in elevation
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
don't they? Whereas, that never does it for me.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's not that difficult a hole if you choose the right club.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, it's it isn't really. It's
But I think even just like visually, I think some of the other par 3s were
The
much
third.
better
I
looking.
think the
The
third
third
is
is
spectacular.
beautiful.
Cracker.
Spectacular.
Which is the one that's the really tricky? Is it the 5th or 6th? Or
no,
something,
it was
is
this 8th
8th, the long one with the
yeah.
tiny green. I mean, that's a
Yes.
tough par 3, but
where you drove it through. In
Yeah.
fact,
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, a good shot there.
yeah, that was a great.
That was the
shot.
one shot I hit all day.
But you should have hit a 5-iron, not a
Should.
4-iron.
I hit one too many clubs.
But I think, for completeness sake, so what did you score on the 6th par 3? What was your total score?
I
There
can't
wasn't one,
remember.
was there?
Must have been close to 3.
No, there
No,
wasn't.
because you
Yeah,
lost your
yeah.
ball. So I would say like nothing.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay, yeah. So like
I got
0. It's
5.
like
Only
one
'cause-
better than a hole in
Only
one.
because
then, essentially.
only because I parred it. I just
Hashtag winner. Done.
Yeah.
That signature hole nailed.
I mean, I think I have probably spent more on lost golf balls today than I spent on the green fee. I think that's kind of that.
You
That gives
made
you
a profit, didn't you? How many
I've done
Pro
great.
V1s did you pick
I
up
probably
today?
picked up 6 Pro V1s today.
There we
You
go.
know,
That's
there's
two.
Quintin.
listen, we're Northern
They're
boys,
all
right? So
Tonys.
we've come
Yeah.
down to the south.
A lot of them are mine. If there's anyone,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
there's anyone's with 3 stripes on them, can I have them back?
Yeah, we've come down south and we're just like cleaning up here. Got a lake ball business going just from doing one around at Hindhead. It's
Just
great.
walk round the heather at Hindhead. You collect about 100 balls if
It's
you spend
amazing.
yourself.
People just left a Pro V1 here. This is amazing. So we also then had a side bet, and we should talk about the front 9 versus back 9 thing. We made a big deal of it, and the front 9, when you look at all the pictures and videos and things like that, looks spectacular, and it was
It genuinely was. Like,
spectacular.
genuinely spectacular. And I think one of the things that you don't necessarily get from looking at the pictures and the images is just like the wildlife. There's just kind of wild deer roaming around, and like the vastness of it. Like it genuinely is like God's country. It's genuinely spectacular.
I took a
piece of-
picture on every single tee on the front 9.
That's pretty normal for you, though, isn't it, Nish?
I mean, it is, but I also it's accompanied by wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like
Yeah.
it was a visual feast. We were expecting that. You know, we were expecting certainly the front 9 that we were going to be like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
right up our street. Now, we had a side bet on that, which was a lowest net score.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but I know I've wiped the floor with you, which is
I'm
so
not sure
good.
I even scored on any of the holes on the
It
front 9.
feels so fucking good to say that.
I think you might have done on one. Or
Maybe
two.
one. Should we look at the? I'm not
Should
going
have
to
put
look
some
at
money
that.
on it, shouldn't we? You should have put some money. I
Yeah.
think we got to the back 9. That was the first hole. I was like, I think this is where the first hole you've outscored me. I'm like, oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal day, I'm afraid, Chris. Sorry to keep bringing it up, but I'm sorry, not sorry. And the interesting thing, and then you guys picked up on it as well, because as avid listeners, you have picked up on the fact that we did do this whole front nine versus back nine thing. So you did ask us a couple of times, we're interested to know what your actual thoughts are. What do you think of the back nine? So I'll tell you mine in a bit, but Chris, what were your thoughts of the back nine? Maybe not versus the front nine, we'll do that in a minute, but just the back nine in general.
I mean, I just thought, individually, I think every single hole out there at Hindhead is just a spectacular golf hole. Yeah. Whichever way you look at it, whether it's in a valley or whether it's up on the plateau, and I said this to you, kind of played about 14, 15, and I was like, there is not a single bad hole we've played today, but not even close to that. And I think normally when we've played, you pick out a section or a segment of 3, 4, 5 holes, and you go, I really enjoyed that stretch.
Yeah, that stretch. Yeah.
But every single hole today, I've enjoyed almost equally for different reasons. But
there wasn't a boring point and click hole anywhere.
No, there isn't. There isn't at all.
Even the ones where you look at it and you go, that's a wide open fairway. And there were a couple of occasions where you look at it and you go, like pretty much a 70-degree angle of vision. It's just all fairway. But actually, that whole dog legs. So it is straight and it's a good easy target visually. But so if you go too long, you're in some heather. So there's something to still occupy your brain there, and there's something to plot around.
Yeah,
there's something to think about. And I really liked that. I'm going to use a big word here. The juxtaposition of this visually spectacular front nine, where you look at it and you go, God, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight. If I don't, I've had it. But then also, if you're kind of a little bit left or right, it kicks in and gives you a fair crack at it.
Well, it did for you. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've so many
glue on your ball.
So many bad shots you hit today that ended up like 6 feet from the pin. But anyway,
I mean, is it a bad shot if it ends up 6?
No, it sounds pretty good.
Sour grapes. I think, but the thing with the back nine is that was an opportunity at that point to plot your way around the golf course and think about your golf a little bit more, rather than just, I need to get it in the middle and then take it from there. So there were a lot of times where you went, actually, if you end up left here, that's the right side to then approach the green. If you're right, you've got less of a view of it. That was fascinating to me, and that's interesting thinking golf. The only slight issue maybe I have with that is that because you've done this whole epic up and down, I mean, it's a calf buster, isn't it? That front nine. It's an absolute calf buster. Because you've done that in the front nine, I think you're kind of like knackered by the time you get to the back nine and you go,
yeah, it's true.
Right, I've got to think about this now, and I've got to actually engage my brain and decide what I'm going to do. There's a lot of times you could probably just lay up and then that will give you a good approach shot rather than just get your driver out. So I thought it was a really interesting course exactly for that.
And I think we compared it off the pictures and videos that we'd seen to Queen's, didn't we? And I think it's almost like Queen's but more grown up. So Queen's was beautiful and it had the beauty and it had
the phrase I used to Andrew.
But it's exactly that. It's Queen's, but it's more of a grown up. So it's more like a kind of a Ganton feel. Like it's got that.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know, prestige kind of feel about it.
I think that's the word.
Yeah, fine.
It's got gravitas.
I'll take that.
I think it's got like it's a proper golf course.
Yeah, like it's a challenge, isn't it? It's a proper challenge.
Yeah.
But it's also
so Hindhead is actually ranked 91 on our list, and we both said that feels completely wrong, doesn't it?
Completely wrong.
Well, yeah, and I think obviously, you guys are coming from maybe it's not really a bias point because you've done 62 courses or 61 courses, so you have experienced them and you know where you're at with that. Yeah, it feels it's pitched wrong, and is that somebody getting the wrong end of the stick with the course? I'm not sure.
Maybe they didn't play it very well and they're pissed off with it because it was too hard for them.
Yeah.
In the rain.
You never know. The 6 people or whoever, 5 or 6 people that tried to rate it went, fucking hate this course. It's too difficult. I've been in the heather all fucking day. I've lost 25 balls. But yeah, I don't like it.
God
and it
damn
was as simple as that.
Andrew's beating me today. I hate this course. Yeah. I think like that golf was great today. It really, like not our golf, sorry, but like the golf course, the golf, it was brilliant. Really good fun.
Start to finish, it was.
Serious.
Yeah.
Visually stunning. Couple that with you're made to feel
Lots
like
of deers.
we
How many
did.
deers do we see?
We saw
Not a
lots
deer.
today.
Yeah.
Half a dozen?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What
they're
if
not,
it's-
I
and they're
saw-
not, and they're not
I saw more
kangaroos,
because I was
mate.
mostly in the woods, but yeah.
Unfortunately, he thinks they're kangaroos because that's what he thinks is on the flags. But eventually, he'll get educated and he'll find out.
They don't jump.
It's an interesting question for you two, actually, because you now played so many courses, and we've spoken about this, so it's kind of revisiting a chat that we've had while we're playing golf. But what do you think about where Hindhead fits on that list, and also then
What, like, where in the top 100 should it be?
correct?
As far as we're concerned, with what we've played so far.
Yeah.
You going first?
Oh, I'm going to go first because
All right.
you stalled. I don't know. I mean, I'm from Australia. I love
Really?
No way.
Hang on a minute.
love
Shock,
links
horror.
courses. Yeah. I mean, I just absolutely adore links courses. So I actually think that the fact that Parkland Heathland courses shouldn't be that high is fair. But when you actually look at some of the Heathland courses that rate above Hindhead, I am scratching my head. The front nine is stunning, visually sort of unique compared to what we've seen. We've not seen any courses where you get that sort of glacial sort of feel.
No, they're all flat and boring. The other ones.
I love it.
It should be higher, but I also suspect that every club member is always going to promote his club as being better than what it's rated. So
I think we agree with you. I think this feels like the most misplaced club that we've played.
But also, you've got, you know,
Dun, dun,
60, 65 out of the top 100 are links.
yeah, I think
Maybe nearly 70.
Right. Okay.
You know, that's reasonably high percentage. So, you know, what does that mean? You know, why are 65 to 70% of the course in the top 100 links courses, you know, that's something that needs to be looked at, because what you know, why?
That course out there today, that had everything that I want in a golf course. It really did. So I love a golf course with trees. Like trees, I want to hear birds and things like that. I think it lends itself to more interesting topography of a golf course. There's more interesting stuff in your eye line. And I think it was the right side to challenge that. I think you could go there, you could probably be a bit conservative if you wanted to, and you could score really well, or you could just go for it and then just take it as it comes and then just experience an up and down round.
Yeah.
But you'd walk off that and go, that was brilliant.
But if someone said to you prior to playing this course, oh, by the way, Hindhead is number 42. Would you have gone? Would you be sitting here today going 42? Are you having a laugh?
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
You'd just be going 42. Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
All right, yeah.
You know, considering the other courses that you have to consider that are in, you know, I mean, let's face it, there are circa 2,000 courses in the whole of UK and Ireland, and we're playing the top 100, so we're playing the top 5%. So let's face it, they're all good courses, aren't they? All of them are good courses. But, you know, as I said earlier, if you'd said it's, oh, by the way, it's 42, 43, you'd go, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's not. It's 90, whatever.
Yeah.
91.
I mean, I think I'd quite happily put it in the top 20. I mean, obviously, we've not played a lot of the kind of the top rated courses yet, but it's in the top one or two, possibly three that we've played so far.
Do you know what? This is seismic, this, because so what you're saying, it's in top one or two alongside Ganton.
I think this and Ganton have probably been my two.
You know, and
favourite,
we're talking to this is a staunch Cumbrian, right? And I genuinely did think Silicon Solway would get knocked off that top two spot.
I mean, Silith is a great track, so you should come and play. We'll come and play.
We'll all
Silith
play
at some
Silith
point,
together,
like,
because
yeah,
I'd love
I'd like
to
do
play
that.
there again.
Yeah,
but it was, you know, these are interesting times. You know, Chris, all of your previous almost expectation. I think you admitted it.
Yeah, basically said
Like
it's going to be number one.
Silith
I don't care what happens. It's
Silith is going to be in the
one.
top one. You know,
Yeah.
I think that was your
Yeah,
attitude almost, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
we're wasting our time playing the
it's-
99.
And what we played 11, and 2 of them have jumped
You've-
above.
You've actually got that in front of you. I mean, the top 100 is fabulous. Every course. We've never walked off Parkston.
Well, you have. Parks.
Never,
I don't think
never
Parkston's
walked off
that
a
bad, to
course
be fair.
not actually
Yeah.
thinking that was fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apart from
No matter what they're rated. I mean, 99 rated, which was Moortown, I think, is 99.
It's down there, yeah.
Loved it. 2 of the best holes I've ever played, the 10th and the 18th. I just thought, what great holes.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
like the old- it's
98th.
like the old course, no, the castle course. I mean, at St Andrews. Like, what a great course!
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
So there's nothing you're going to actually play that you're not going to like.
Exactly.
Maybe
It's good
Parkston.
and gooder or whatever you call it. You know.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. Maybe.
And then it comes down to, did you enjoy the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can be certain factors, weather, and basically your own.
Some of us enjoyed
personal
it better than others.
You know that, and that's really what it
Absolutely.
comes down to. Because as I said earlier, let's face it, they're all good courses.
Yeah.
If to be in the top 100 out of 2,000 courses,
Yeah.
you know, you've got to be quite good.
Yeah.
Whoever is rating them, they've got to be quite good.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to personal experience.
Yeah.
You know, simple as that.
I feel like normally we get quite forensic with the golf courses, and we'll probably try and describe them in quite great detail. I feel like we'd probably, if somebody's listening to this thinking, yeah, maybe I will go and play Hindhead, I feel like we'll do them a disservice by being ultra descriptive of what we've just done, because I think that Voyager discovery on this course would be, I wouldn't want to deny somebody that a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that me doing a cop out for not having to describe the
No,
golf?
I think you're right. I think it's
Not
something
at all.
you've got to experience. I think
Yes.
it's so unique. I think
That's
you can look
it.
at the pictures and it looks beautiful and it's stunning, but I think actually just walking through those valleys and walking down those, standing on those tees and walking down those fairways it's not something we've experienced so far playing this top 100 at all. Not even
I think
not
you're
even
right. I
close
think
to.
you should let people
Discover
listen to
it.
this and then play,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
let them have. Let's see what they think.
And actually, do you know, come and experience the club, because there is such a friendly atmosphere as soon as you walk in that I think it puts you at ease. You're not going to feel like you're in a snooty top 100 club. You're not going to feel like you're out of place. Everybody said hello. Everybody was kind. Everybody was polite. Everybody was courteous. And it's just, it just validated everything we were expecting from our day today. And we're not saying that because we've got 2 members sat with us who are actually bigger than us, so they could probably beat us up. So, yeah,
Not as fast as us, though. I reckon we could run away. pretty
Yeah,
well.
you
That
probably
was-
could. You could certainly outrun one of us.
yeah. Well, look, we've had an amazing day today. We've said it a few times, and we'll keep saying it till we're blue in the face. But thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Tony.
Absolute
You've
pleasure.
been gems, and what a wonderful day it was today. And Andrew, we have the pleasure of your company tomorrow. We're playing Hankley Common, so
Correct.
yeah. So,
Andrew's not played after seeing me today. He's
Unless, of course, his knee goes off.
We're
in
doing-
which case I'm ready and
We're doing
ready to rock.
we're going to do 6-6-6. He's going to throw the balls up and rig it, so I'm on his team.
Exactly.
Just put that one in the little finger.
I'm not
and
playing
just,
with Chris again.
Oh,
Fuck
I
that.
wonder what happened. He's like not even thrown it, so it's fine. But yeah, no, thank you, gentlemen. That was absolutely wonderful. So before we sign off, we just wanted to maybe add a little bit more about Hindhead Golf Club, because we're sat in Chris's car at the end of our round at Hankley Common, and we both, during our round, had a little moment where we thought maybe we should talk about the course a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, I think we'd all had a few beers, I think, at the end of the round yesterday, and we had a great chat with the guys. It was a wonderful chat, but we felt like we didn't necessarily do the course justice
Yeah,
in terms of actually talking about the course and how we found our experience there.
we basically had a bit of regret the next morning.
We did, and we had a great chat about the top 100 and their experience and where they're up to and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't feel like we really spoke about the course quite enough.
Yeah, and it was a magnificent place to
Because-
play golf, wasn't it?
I mean, the most magnificent place I've ever been. Like it was so surreal. It was so beautiful, and it was such a unique experience. Like I don't think. Well, I know we're not going to have that experience anywhere else. on the
Yeah,
top
we sort of
100s.
tried to fudge it a little bit by saying that, look, discover it for yourself. But actually,
Yeah. We're here to tell you about
we're
that
telling about it. Yeah,
experience, right?
exactly. That's our duty, and that's what we've set out for.
Yeah.
So
And I think I said to you this morning, didn't I? I came away and I said it's like a fairy, like it's like something you would paint in a children's book. It's so stunningly beautiful, and like you can just imagine like little fairies hanging around there at the bottom of the trees, and like it's just wildly beautiful.
I
isn't
think
it?
I get that. I get that, Chris, as well. And I think, I suppose, bringing it maybe a bit more technical, little things like.
Don't get technical on me, Nish.
I know, mate. I'm nerding out on bunkers now. Like, it's so weird, this. But, like, little things that I noticed at Hindhead were things like bunkers. So they weren't ridiculously deep. So you're not going to go in a bunker and think, I can't get out of this. Like, they're no worse than your regular down-the-road golf course. What they did have was they were all topped with a bit of heather and a bit of rough, and that blended into the background really well. But then also made the bunker stand out enough, but also not visually be an intimidating bunker.
Yeah.
So I think that was really nice. There weren't a ridiculous amount of bunkers at Hindhead anyway. They didn't need them because of the nature of the course.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that really hit home to me that I think we didn't bring out initially was a lot of the times we were very fortunate we were with two members, and a lot of times they'd give us a little hint and they'd say, you don't want to go over the back here because it's
I mean
it's
they
dead
were
there.
absolutely invaluable.
Pretty
around
much
there.
every green they were telling us that.
They were
So
brilliant.
there's something to avoid, or you want to be short and run up and things like that. And I think it's worth it if you are playing, and if you aren't fortunate enough to be able to play with a member, I think it's worth looking at the greens, and it's worth maybe consulting a few videos. Maybe I'm not listening to this, we're not describing each green, but just getting an idea that where are the safe zones in the green, because actually some of them, if you did go over the back, there was a lot of shit to get through.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think on the 10 or 11 we've done so far, we've both had slightly different views on whether it should be the challenge that we're rating or the beauty and the scenery. And I just think Hindhead had the absolute perfect combination of both those things.
The balance was
Like
great there.
Yeah, like I think Queen's Course is, it's near the top of our list, and it is absolutely beautiful. Right, it's stunning location.
Yeah.
I don't
And
necessarily
fun.
think it had that challenge. It had the fun, but I don't think it had that
Maybe.
level of challenge. And I think
Maybe.
Hindhead has got the perfect blend for both of us to come away and go, actually, do you know what? That was the most beautiful, but significantly challenging.
But it was playable.
It was playable, but if you hit a bad shot, I hit a lot of bad shots, right? A lot of bad shots.
Yeah,
Mostly bad shots.
Yeah, we definitely need to bring that out. But certainly things like, the front nine, which we eulogized about, and we were just like, this is going to be epic. But if you were a little bit offline, because it was in a valley, it would
it was going to
kick
kick
back
down
into the fairway.
Well,
that's
that never
fine.
happened to me.
Never happened to you. You were so far wide. Even the kickback ended up in pretty bad heather. But it was, I think, well, actually, I brought the point up today while we were playing that on reflection, I should say, not in reflection, but on reflection, even though in that front nine, you'd end up somewhere in the middle unless you were way wide. It was the approach you had to be a bit mindful of.
Yeah, because those greens, there's a lot of, on the aprons, there's like
Yeah.
big drops just before the green, which you can't see usually. So like I say, without that course knowledge from our playing partners, we would have been completely.
And we heard from Jack
completely lost.
earlier, and Jack said that you will find that sometimes these greens, there is a very subtle break, but it's quite a big break. And actually, that was noticeable, particularly, I think, after we played another golf course straight after today.
I mean, I think that's the most I've ever seen when we played together of us putting off the green.
Putting off the green.
I think probably 5-6 times.
If you were a little
between
bit
the two
off,
of
it was
us.
just like, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I think that was great. I mean, the greens were great. I love the greens there. But, like, that kind of little bit of local knowledge did help.
Yeah.
And, I mean... But maybe we didn't bring it out enough. It was such a magnificent golf course.
And I think,
and club.
Again, just on that reflection, I think after we've played all 100, I still think this is going to be one of the courses where if somebody comes up to me,
it's your hidden gem course, is it?
No, but if somebody comes up to me and says, "Where should I go and play?" I'm pretty certain that Hindhead is going to be either at the top or very, very near to the top.
We chatted a lot at the Curry House afterwards, and we did say, all of us, that Hindhead is ranked 91 on our list. it doesn't feel like a
And also it
91.
doesn't appear in all the other lists. I mean, it just feels like total madness.
I don't know what were they on
I don't
when they
know.
were doing it as 91. Like, it didn't feel like a. I don't know whether it's
I just think
prestige.
I think maybe a little bit of that, and maybe
Yeah.
it's just too quirky for some people, and they go away going, "Oh no, that's not real golf."
I think you just can't. You can't go there and not have a good time playing golf. I think you need to go with an open mind to it in terms of you are going to not get your standard momentum of golf course. I think there's a lot of highlights in that golf course. You could almost see it as 18 individual highlight reels in a golf course.
Yeah,
And that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for for the green fees aren't extortionately high at Hindhead either.
yeah. And I think everything else we've played, there's been a stretch. There's been 3 or 4 holes, or there's been a 9, a front 9, a back 9, or whatever. And you're going, "Oh, I really enjoyed that," but there was not a single hole on that golf course that I didn't absolutely love.
There was not a weak hole on that
No,
golf course at all.
not
There
at
was
all.
nothing there that you just went, "Oh, this is pretty standard. I can see what I'm
Yeah.
doing. That's fine." All the par threes were magnificent, by the way. And the sixth gets the signature billing, and I think we were all saying it's because it's downhill and people like that. But all of the par threes were stunning to look at. They all had an out. There was some way you could lay up short or whatever, so it was playable. And I think we probably didn't. I don't know. We probably did actually, but I think it bears repeating again that
We
was
bloody love
a
Hindhead.
bloody good golf course, yeah. And if you're down south, make your way over there and go and
Yeah.
play. It's worth
Even
the
if
effort.
you're not, like, it was so worth the 4.5-hour trip down. Like, I'd
Amazing.
do it in a heartbeat.
It's
to
so
go play
worth
there.
sitting in a car now waiting for it to charge at a charging point and re-recording or recording a few extra bits for the podcast. So, is there anything else you want to pop on there, Chris?
I don't
that
think
you
so.
think
I don't
we've
think
not
so.
covered?
Other than I think at the minute, Hindhead is number 1 for me of what we played. I think so.
That's a bombshell.
Mm.
Number 1 of what we
biggie.
played. Interesting. Yeah, it's up there, isn't it? It really is up there. And how good is this that we've played it? We've finished. We doing the preview. We were expecting it to be a good place that we're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
But if we would have seen that list before, that is not a course that we would have highlighted and said, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to playing that."
No,
It would
not at
almost
all.
like, let's tick the box off
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
But amazing, and we've done it early. I feel really grateful we've done it early because I think that might have got lost maybe later on. Who knows? In amongst other things, but what a great golf course. I don't know the visitor green fee at all because we were fortunate enough to be invited by members. But whatever it is, it's got to be worth it. Absolute value for money, that. So that was our little extra bit to add on. Next time on the Top 110 Golf Podcast, we'll be previewing Gullen number 1, which we're playing as part of a little triple header Scottish trip.